Then I goes into the fight with Usyk, and it's the only time my whole career I had more than that much. He was pathetic.
Was he incredible?
Unbelievable. Like, I can't give him high praise.
Do you put him amongst the greatest heavyweights of all time with the likes of Mike, yourself, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, etc.? Where do you put Oleksandr Usyk amongst the greats?
Well, Usyk definitely got to be one of the top three.
Like Usyk, he's still going up. 12th round, he's strong as in the first round. He's throwing punches like he's the first round. No one else has done that, been able to do that in history of boxing. He's great. He's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is that Muhammad Ali.
He's the greatest heavyweight boxer of our time, and some boxing analysts even call him the Muhammad Ali of this generation, defeating top-tier fighters like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua twice, along with a rising star like Daniel Dubois twice as well, is no easy feat. Yet Oleksandr Usyk has done exactly that, remaining undefeated and becoming a two-division world champion, a rare achievement in the sport's history. And when asked about Usyk's place among the all-time greats like himself, Mike, Tyson, and Muhammad Ali, boxing legend and former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield stated without hesitation that Usyk deserves a spot in the top 3 greatest heavyweights of all time.
I asked him after the fight in Saudi Arabia, who's the greatest heavyweight of all time. Now, he said himself, his name is in that picture now for sure. Where do you put him amongst the greatest heavyweights of all time with the likes of Mike, yourself, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, etc.? Where do you put Oleksandr Usyk amongst the greats?
Well, definitely got to be one of the top 3.
That statement carries a lot of weight, especially coming from a man who walked the same path as Holyfield, just like Usyk, climbed the mountain from cruiserweight to conquer the heavyweight division, a feat only a select few in history have achieved. And he elaborated on why he holds Usyk in such high regard, explaining that it's not just about the belts or victories, but about the character behind the gloves, praising Usyk's relentless discipline, tireless work ethic, and commitment to always staying in shape, and noting that unlike many fighters who make excuses after a bad performance or loss, Usyk never leans on that crutch, but instead takes responsibility, stays ready, and shows up every single time, which Holyfield says is what separates the truly great from the merely good.
You know, I believe he's always in shape. He don't make no excuses. And, you know, and he worked hard. I mean, life, that's what life is all about. This is what we try to tell the fighters. Okay, you win, you get a good run, and you 21, 22 and 0. But every time are you in the best shape all the time, or are you going down because you think that everybody's just gonna allow you to win? Don't nobody allow you to win. You won because you won. But as soon as you make an adjustment in your mind and start going down the other way, then it's hard to get back.
Another former heavyweight champion, Shannon Briggs, known for his iconic Let's Go Champ catchphrase and for racking up a staggering 37 first-round knockout victories, also chimed in on Usyk's greatness, saying the Ukrainian southpaw is one of a kind and unlike anyone from his era or any other for that matter.
Cruiserweight. Usyk is just different. The fighters are different now. It used to be like skill.
Briggs pointed out one key element that separates Usyk from the rest, his conditioning, explaining that in his day, fighters often started strong in the early rounds, but would gradually fade as a fight wore on, whereas Usyk breaks that mold entirely, remaining just as sharp, precise, and dangerous in the 12th round as he is in the first, a rare and extraordinary ability that makes him a truly unique figure in the sport.
Now it's more about conditioning.
I think so.
Yes, I know so. Because you can be skillful for 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, but if that guy got that pressure on you, you can't stop it. It's like, it's just running your machine too fast, your machine, you're going to lose, like you're going to go down. And they still going up, like Usyk. He's still going up. 12th round, he's strong as in the first round. He's throwing punches like he's the first round. No one else has done that, been able to do that in history.
Vladimir Klitschko, a fellow Ukrainian legend who held the heavyweight throne for nearly a decade and dominated the mid-2000s with an iron grip, also had high praise for Usyk, and coming from a fighter who knows what it's like to rule the division, his words carry significant weight, as Klitschko believes Usyk can beat anyone on the planet regardless of weight class or the direction he chooses to go next, because in his eyes, Usyk is simply that good.
I don't think Alexander just with everyone. Like, I mean, there is like no question of his superiority, and I like Alexander should make up his mind whatever he's gonna do next. The next move in your life. Boxing life or...
And then there's Tony Bellew, the former WBC Cruiserweight champion and one of the few men who shared the ring with Usyk, whose perspective is perhaps the most grounded because he felt Usyk's brilliance firsthand. In the build-up to their fight, Bellew believed he had a puncher's chance and did land some good shots early on, but as the fight wore on, it became clear that Usyk was operating on an entirely different level. And Bellew admitted he had never faced a fighter whose skills were so far above his own.
And I go to listen to the fight with Usyk, and it's the only time my whole career I had more than that match. He was fantastic. He was incredible. Like, I can't give him high enough praise. I've never faced it. But my greatest asset in boxing being the fact that I can attack him. I'm not aesthetically great to look at. I'm not the quickest, I'm not the strongest, but I've got a really good boxing.
And he proved that.
Usyk's ability to read and adapt to his opponent in real time was what made the difference. As Bellew said, Oleksandr managed to stay clear of his power while chipping away with movement, jabs, and angles that kept him constantly off balance.
So I literally kidded him. I told him the only chance I got is a puncher's chance. And I made him believe that, and he did believe it. So when he come into boxing, his plan was to just, I've got to negate you, take it away from me. I boxed him, and I was outboxing him. I get to round 7, and now...
By the 7th round, Bellew confessed he was completely exhausted, as Usyk had worn him down with his footwork, distance control, and unrelenting pressure, phrasing it best himself. By the 7th, I was done, and that's when the beginning of the end came.
It took so much energy to do what I'd done to him in the first 6 rounds that I was completely spent. I was done. I went back at the end of round 7. I don't remember anything about round 8 to the and I'm exhausted because he made me exhausted. He was that good. The drilling with the footwork that he does, the front foot pressure without even doing it, constantly being in range. Just I've never been that tired. I told AJ told me you're gonna be tired. Trust me, he didn't understand it. Before the rematch, they had a great chat.
Even someone like Artur Beterbiev, the reigning unified light heavyweight champion with a terrifying 100% knockout ratio, had nothing but honest respect for Usyk. And while many might argue that Beterbiev could be anyone in the world, he himself doesn't put himself above Usyk, admitting in a candid interview that Usyk is simply stronger than him.
But can we see? Is it possible at all that we see a rematch from the amateurs? You against Oleksandr Usyk at like a catch weight or something.
No,
And when asked about a hypothetical scenario in which Usyk moved back down in weight, Artur was just as honest, saying it wouldn't matter because, in his view, Usyk isn't just strong but very, very good, and that kind of high-level praise from a fighter as dangerous and dominant as Beterbiev speaks volumes.
But he said that he might come back down weight again.
Even he come back down. Yeah, if he come back to light heavyweight.
Yeah. But not even at cruiserweight. Cruiserweight is so too big.
He's too strong. He's too good.
The current undisputed light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol was recently asked a question that boxing fans and analysts debate constantly. Who is the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world today? And despite his own elite status and undefeated resume, Bivol didn't hesitate to put Oleksandr Usyk and Terence Crawford at the top of the list.
I asked you yesterday who you thought was pound for pound number 1. You said Usyk.
Usyk and Crawford.
What makes that answer so compelling is the humility behind it, as Bivol, widely regarded as one of the best technical boxers on the planet, acknowledges that there are levels even beyond his own, with Usyk in particular sitting at the summit. And the reason, as Bivol explained, is simple. Both Usyk and Crawford have done what only a rare few manage, becoming undisputed champions in 2 different weight classes. A monumental achievement that speaks not only to their talent but also to their adaptability, discipline, and dominance across division.
I don't know, these guys, how I put them on number 1, because they undisputed in 2 weight classes. It's huge, I don't know. I need to fight and first, I need to win first, and then we will see.
That's coming from a man who dismantled Errol Spence Jr. and unified the welterweight division in a masterclass of timing, precision, and power. And for a fighter of Crawford caliber to point the spotlight at Usyk shows how much respect Usyk commands among the elite. But the admiration doesn't stop there, as boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez, a 4-division champion and one of the sport's biggest global icons, also named Oleksandr Usyk as the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world.